Hello, it's Simone. It's December 24th and it is 7:30 a.m. My family is still sleeping and I actually have artificial lighting on because it's not that light out yet. But I decided I'm not going to wait because I have so many things I would love to do. And yeah, I really enjoy those Sunday mornings when everyone is still asleep and I can be here and do things as I please. There's no TV in the background. The only person who is naughty is my cat. So we'll see how that is going to work out. Even though I'm planning, this is not the very last day, but tomorrow is the last day of Inkvent. And then I'm going to film my Inkvent review. I wanted to quickly talk about my experience, and I have to say the biggest thing is that I'm actually shimmered out. I'm like done with shimmer. There's so much chameleon and shimmer in this calendar. I was done around here. And now it's just a slog. And yes, okay, I understand. I could just not fill a fountain pen with this, but now that there is just one day left, and I've been looking forward to these inks too, because as you remember, I swatched those in October, so I knew what was coming, but it's still... And I found a blog where the blogger also reviewed the whole Inkvent calendar in October, and what they did is reach out to Diamine and ask for all the different shimmer colors that are in the chameleon inks, because basically a chameleon ink is just a shimmer with two different shimmer colors. That's how I understand. And so that is really helpful. I'm going to link it in the description box down below, and I need to write this down because Inkvent shimmer blog, maybe that helps jog my memory. But I have to say that I actually enjoy the chameleon inks more than the shimmer. This is just like, is this a chameleon? I don't know. Let me grab this. Which one? Blizzard? Shimmer. Yeah, let's just throw a little bit of silver on this thing. Same here. It's really boring. I have to say. It's just, yeah, the same with this one. I mean, yes, it's nice, but to be honest, I am always honest. You know that. I should stop saying that as well. This moonbeam, I find more exciting than these two, even three. I am not going to give up on them yet. There's some that I want to try and see how they work in a Pilot parallel pen. This was the first year that I did this, and that's why this is up here. I really enjoyed the way these look. I put one in the 1.5 millimeter, but actually to not be honest, this is probably better in a Lamy 1.5 stub nib, but I really like this width, and I want to get one more of those and then just throw these, especially the ones that are a little lighter, into one of those pens and just see how it looks, because look at the shading. Isn't this just so amazing? And then having this was okay, but it's really hard for me to write legibly and not just it be a blob of or a square of color. This was really nice too. So yeah, and I put Nightfall. This is Nightfall as well in another pen. This is a broad nib. It's really flat compared to how this looks. So I want to, instead of getting rid of many of the inks, this is everything I want to say in my Diamine Inkvent video, but instead of getting rid of several of the inks that I might not really like in regular fountain pens. I want to see how they look in a Pilot Parallel. And I want to show you, I wasn't sure about this one, but actually it does look okay in the medium nib, medium Benu. I have 3 of my Benus inked, and I do have, no, 4. No, I emptied one out, but I now have this one, and I just could not resist. This is the Earl Grey. It looks much darker on the video, on camera right now, but if you remember, I had the Benu Talisman Venus's Hair for a tiny bit, and this pen, it just didn't vibe with me, the design and also the shape of the pen. So that was 2 reasons for me to sell that pen. This pen is everything that the Venus's Hair didn't turn out to be. And it's just that tiny bit more amber than it looks on camera. And oh yeah, so I put Diamine Brandy Snap in this, not Brandy Snap, oh really, Fireside Snug here. And I've been using so many double broad. This is a wet medium nib. What is this one? Extra fine. Well, medium. I'm very surprised at how fine this fine writes, and I really need to get used to that again. It just doesn't feel right anymore. And some of these pens, some of these inks, I might have just put in the wrong pens. I was looking forward to this one, and it was quite disappointing. So I don't know. And there is something coming starting tomorrow, so look out for that. Yes, I have decided that I am going to do a 12 Days of Christmas. My friend Angie from Yarn and Yarns, she does a 12 cast-ons every year between Christmas Day, I think, and the January 6th. And I love that concept, and I'm so not looking forward. Yeah, I know, I don't have to do it. I'm so not looking forward to wasting a full month on my best of currently inked of 2023. So I decided I'm going to do the same thing as she does and just do a daily video for introduction, and then February to December of 2023, and ink up, talk about the favorites and which one ended up to being my, like, which one I chose, and share that daily. However, I'm promising myself to not stress out about it, to not put much editing into it, and to not do it if I don't have the energy. So this is a test, if I can do a daily video without stressing out about it. And if I cannot, then this series might not be finished. Okay, next. What is next? Let's do this. So I actually removed the cover on my 2023 planner and started, this is weird because this is not how it's supposed to be, how it usually is. Okay. And started moving into my 2024 planner. Well, moving into is a bit exaggerated. I just put on the cover. I put all these things that were in here into here. Isn't it fun how this works out? It's a green tabs for a greenish planner, and this year it was blue tabs for a blue planner. Sorry for the glare. I haven't done anything else yet, but yeah, that's what I want to do next week. And then so I can start on January 1st. But I tried these past days to put a daily log-ish thing into the notes pages. And I found that I don't need a week's mega to do that, because this is Sunday, December 3rd to Wednesday, December 13th, Wednesday, December 20th. So 2 pages will be sufficient for over 2 weeks. And even if if I say 1 page per week, I'm at 52 pages, and this one has 70. So there's still pages left for taking longer notes. And if I run out of this at the end of the year, I know that I can see how many pages are still left or how many weeks are still left, and if I want to buy a mega for 2025, if I'm going to continue using this planner or not. But what I found is that I do need to re-establish a weekly review. That is doable, but that also helps me be more efficient and not forget or let things slide for too long. So what I'm doing on the daily logs here is just, oh yeah, I'm like, what does this mean? Yes, I remember I did this, is to go through all of these and make sure that either I have done this, or if this is a task that needs to go, or an idea or something, a note that needs to go somewhere else, that I transfer it to that place. And my goal would be to do this every week, but even if I end up doing it every other week, that would still be fine. I just need to catch these things to be able to be my best self. And I took some notes to what I want to include. And then I also printed out this. I had on my Google, I shared it somewhere in 2020 actually. This was my weekly review that I did every week. And that was great to do this while there was a pandemic. But this is, for me, this is again a barrier to entry. Way too much, way too involved. This would be awesome if I could do this, but I noticed that I can't. I'm just not that organized, that driven, that productive to be able to do this every week. So I want to go through here. I want to go take this and write a new weekly review that I really want to that is doable for me. And there's also things, as you were able to see right here, that aren't on here. So maybe I can just write it out here and then make it nice. I want to put this into my ring bound system where I will keep my collections and lists. I talked about this, or I am going to talk about this in my lineup, but I haven't talked about it because the video is coming out January 3rd. So I got another one of those binders, and I will link the binder here. It's from Amazon. It was quite affordable. And then I have another weekly review right here, and I do also have a monthly review. So I can compare notes. This was loosely based on, I don't know if it's loosely based or very close to Dakshina's weekly review, and she had hers from SM Plants, I think. I'm not mistaken. I need a paper too. And this paper in here is actually soap fountain pen friendly. I like that a lot. So I will take this and put this away. So yes, this is something that I want to do. Past week, unfinished tasks, move tasks to places. That's exactly what I meant. Or notes. Let me grab one of those. This is work. This is basically, this might be already a version of this that is more catered to my needs. As you can see here, it says review past week, unfinished tasks, what went well, what didn't go well, focus next week. So I just unfinished tasks, move tasks to places. So this is definitely good. Check notepad. So what I need to do is one is still the same, but 2 will be check daily logs. Move things to their places. Okay, so this is going out. Write new weekly to-do list. I think that is actually what is going to, I can write it down, past week. New weekly to-do list. So gather from, I don't have that yet though, daily logs. So these would already be there. Then last week, YouTube schedule and cleaning. I don't have a cleaning list yet, but I need one because I have it online in a Google Calendar. It just doesn't work. I forget to check, and I need to stay on top of my kids to do their chores as well as stay on top of myself. Find check. So here is monthly to-do list, coffee plans, YouTube plans, birthday list, letter list, emails, waiting on. I feel like that is so ambitious, and it would be awesome if I could do all of those. But to be honest, do I want to write this all here? Birthdays. I was going to try and write a letter each week. So that would mean that then I should check that as well. Don't emails, no waiting on. Okay. I don't have a waiting on list yet. I do not want to pre-schedule Instagram posts and photos. I'm not setting alarms because I'm not working a weird schedule. I'm getting up every day at 5:45. Yes, even on Sundays. That's why I'm here right now, because my cats need breakfast at 5:45. And if I'm not up at 5:47, my fat cat is coming to check on me. It's like, are you still breathing? Are you awake? You know I'm starving to death right now, right? So I did, this means go through weeks, so yes. And then I would also like to, this should probably be number 1 because it's the most fun, weekly journal. I want to make sure that I do that every week, journal entry. And then 5 is a new thing, because I've been listening. Someone asked how I do all the things. So reading, I've been transitioning mainly to audiobooks. Like that's since my back problems, I have transitioned completely to listening to books because I couldn't hold my book. So I was just so desperate to read, so I decided, okay, let me try audiobooks again. And that worked out really, really well. My daughter just texted me. She wrote a poem and it's beautiful. So maybe she's sending it to me. I would love to read it or hear it. Where was I? Yes. So when I'm at work, I can listen to audiobooks maybe 80% of the time I'm working, or 70%, depending on how, like if I'm working on a specific thing, then maybe I need to concentrate more, so I can't listen. But most of the time, all the work that I'm doing at work is so that I can also listen to an audiobook. And that's how I get so much reading in, because I'm working, how much am I working every week? 4 times 8 to 2, 6, 4 times 6. So 24 hours listening time. So I actually go through, you can say I'm going through 1 book per week listening, plus the occasional podcast. And because that's so many, I really need to be on top of logging the books in my reading log. So update, reading log. And then the last one is that in the past year, I've had this, it wasn't a box, it was just my whole middle shelf of my Raskok card, where I just threw in things that I didn't really know what to do, maybe Happy Mail that I didn't want to go through right now, things that I was like, oh, I want to do this. Let me put it here. I don't want to do this right now. Most of the things, creative things. And so I feel, and part of my resolution, that's a really weird, I don't want to use resolution, but part of my junk journal goal for 2024 is to not pile up humongous piles of junk and let it sit there and then frantically filling this in once every 6 months when this is overflowing. My goal is to enjoy this. And so I want to incorporate this into my bi-weekly routine. I don't know what's in here. Yeah, nothing yet. So I already started filling this in, and I decided, even though my other junk journal-ish thing, and I shared that in my 2023 review, the MD notebook that I cut down wasn't completely filled in. I decided I'm going to just start this now. It doesn't make sense to fill something in that I don't enjoy. And I really loved the junk journal that I used in the beginning of the year. So sometime in November, I made this, and I decided to start using it right now. And the idea is to go through this box, do all the things that I want to do in here, or decide to let go of them, or throw them away, or decide that I'm not doing them because I didn't have time this past week. Maybe if I know that I have a specific time in the next week or so, then maybe they'll stay. But my hope is that I'm not going to pile on a really huge backlog of creative things that I want to do at some point. And maybe they're just, I like the idea of doing them more than actually doing them. And so I'm giving myself the chance to do them during the week, maybe during the next week, and if they're not done, stuck in, used by then, they'll go somewhere. Not sure that they'll go away, like I'm going to throw them away, but maybe they need to go into my stash because I'm just not using that specific sticker sheet. And so that's what I mean by go through box. So I'm going to call it go through creative inbox. Maybe I should put this up here, because what if I received a letter, put it there, and then a piece of that letter is going to go into my journal entry? Yes. So I am happy for now. I can redo this every month, but this is where I'm starting, and I want to show you something. Let's use this, because this is just, I think this is my favorite ink and pen combination from the Inkvent. It's just so good. So I'm going to write, look how amazing this is shading. Weekly. And then I'm just going to underline, and I'm going to write this off camera, and then I think I'm going to come back and show you do some creative things. Maybe. We'll see. I feel like I need to also do a daily review. So the SM plans, I think, and Dakshina then, it was a whole system. It's a daily review. What do you need on a daily basis to stay on top of your planner, basically? What do you need to do on a weekly basis to stay on top of your planner? And what do you need to do on a monthly basis to stay on top of your planner? And I'm starting with the weekly review, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to also do a daily log. And I'm going to do that on a sticky note, a daily review, and I'm just going to brainstorm for now. And I think what I need to do is the first thing for sure is process daily log, because sometimes I will show you an example, and then 2, check weekly page. Because for real, I forget that. I set it up at the beginning of the week, and then I have it in my head, but I don't really need to keep it in my head. I can just check this every day, and so I know what to do. I've been inking up a fountain pen every morning because of Inkvent, but I could just, instead of doing that, because that's over tomorrow, I can just do this instead of inking it up. There's enough time in my morning to know that even if I'm going to work, what is coming up during the day. I think that's good for now. That's all I need to do. Okay, so this goes, I'm still in here for now. So do I not have a pencil board? I've put all of my pencil boards in my letter holder because I like, they're all laying around everywhere. But maybe if I put this in here. That's the problem with the not clear pencil boards. Hobonichi should come out with one of the ones that are included in the Hobonichi Hon for all of their planners. Okay, and I have just recently heard someone say that they're not going to use this anymore because it gets caught here. I have experienced the same thing, and I also experienced that sometimes these were too wide for the Hobonichi pages. They fell off. So I'm just using washi tape to secure them. Did I just show you another phone number? Oh, well, it's not my phone number. It's a hospital phone number. So that's good. So I'm not going to do that right now because I don't. If you're interested in seeing me process a week once, then let me know. But I want to have a weekly journal entry. Or no, I want to show you what I did and I want to get rid of this stuff. So I remember what I wanted to do. I'm going to put my fountain pens somewhere. And this is going to be a really long video. Maybe I'm going to speed it up. I don't know. But what I wanted to do is actually do an ephemera clear out. So I have more. This is all my Christmassy stuff. I put it out. I tried to use it up. And the only thing that is allowed to stay in here after Christmas season, winter season is over is the stuff that is new. And that's this. And then I'm also going to keep those because these are okay. I paid a lot of money in Germany. I moved them over here. So, and then this one I want to use in January. Is this going? Is this staying? I don't know, but I want to use up those. And I want to use this in my weekly spread for next week. Yeah, for me, Christmas, 12 days of Christmas. So Christmas isn't over just yet. So, okay, I have these and I made some, I filled, where does this come from? I filled something with a syringe, maybe, possibly. Oh yeah, I remember. So here, I filled the Jinhao 9019 Dadao that I received from a friend on Discord, and she was like, oh, I can send you one. And I said, I don't really know if I want to keep this, so I'm going to accept your present. If you're okay with me giving this away after I'm done trying this out. And yeah, that's going to be given away sometime soon. This is a nice pen. The nib is nice. I have a Jinhao X159 with a fine nib, and so the nibs are okay. They're definitely comparable to any other fountain pen. I would actually say that they're similarly reliable as TWSBI nibs, Lamy nibs, so totally fine. But I realized that this grip width is this is on the other side of comfortable. So I have so thin, what's the wide? I don't know. And then this is my comfort zone. And then the Dadao is here. And then, for instance, the Kaweco Sport is here. And this is on the, I don't enjoy this because it's so narrow, and I don't enjoy this because it's so wide. It felt really like I was starting to cramp up. I didn't expect that to happen when I wrote that little snippet about the pen in my A5 ink journal, but that happened. So interesting. That was interesting. And the story that I was going to tell you is that this doesn't fit into the mouth of these bottles. So I had to use my ink miser. And so there was still, even after I poured the leftover ink back into the bottle, there was still ink drops in the miser, so I dumped them on here. And so I want to maybe put the tea kettle somewhere here, or a teapot. Where's the other one? So that's what I wanted to do with this. But then also maybe this would actually work even better, like right here, for instance. Yeah, I actually think this works more better. There we go. So if you were wondering, more betterer in actual grammar is best. Just in case, you know, you never know. And it's so nice. My husband has been watching, so I don't know. Some people really enjoy having some familiar things in the background, and my husband is doing that with Santa Clarita Diet and Community. And not just my husband, my youngest son as well. It's the funniest thing. He's very much like his dad in many ways. So now every time they're up, Community is running in the background, and I'm not like, I wouldn't want to watch this. If I could choose, I'd probably watch a Christmas holiday movie. I haven't watched a single one of those this year yet. Maybe I need to remedy that. So maybe that's the reason why the Christmas tree isn't decorated. So the Christmas tree is up. There's lights, but there's no ornaments on there. And I don't feel bad about that at all. I mostly enjoy having the Christmas tree up because of the lights, because it's so dark, and that's just so cozy and comfy and nice, and warms my heart to get me through the darkness. But what was I going to say? So I can already start. I recognize episodes. I already know what they're going to say. And so my youngest, he basically can talk through, retell a whole episode, scene by scene, exact words. That's how it is. I think I like this. So this stationery paper is decorated. I made one right here. I like this one too. This one is Bah Humbug. This one is tinsel. And then I think I have another two right here. Is there more? Let's check. Nope. This is, as you can see, Sanzen Tomoe River paper, and I have heard many people complain about that ink, but I don't have the same issues. Maybe they're coming when I don't know, this just doesn't seem to work. Is it just me that I'm complicating things? I am complicating things, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Maybe I'm going to have weird experiences with this paper in the future, but so far I didn't have any, and that's interesting. And also, like, people say it bleeds through. I dumped a lot of ink on these papers and it didn't. So I'm curious to see how my weekly journal is going to work out. That is going to be Sanzen Tomoe River paper as well. So yeah, I'm curious. What's your experience with Sanzen paper? I'm just going to say Sanzen. I hate Sanzen Tomoe River paper. I'm going to accidentally swallow my tongue while I say that. Here, yes. Let's just not overthink. I need a glue stick. And I saw on Shauna, who is Serial Nana, she says she has a glue book because she is messing up the everything with when she's using glue. And I have these notebooks, and that's such a great idea because I always do that. Happens to me all the time. And so now, not like just using a book that you're not really fond of, such a good idea. So I need to put the cups down here as well. But do I want some washi tape on the bottom? What if I like did this? Even if it's very, yeah, I want this, and I'm just going to rip this into a little what was I going to say? Yeah, I really like that idea, and it totally works for me as well. I started using this last week. It was such a game changer. No more sticky tables, no more stickiness anywhere. So this is totally worth it. So if you have a really random notebook that you don't know what to use for because the paper is so bad and it doesn't, or the size is not the right size, then maybe use it as a glue book. So I'm going to stick this down here. And then where's the yellow cup? Why are the handles on this like, this is not cool. I would love to have this like that. Would be so much better. But maybe I'm just going to use two cups, two things, and then put this cup up here. Yeah, but do I want another like, you know, grounding element? Because that's what I need grounding elements. Grounding elements without life, without grounding elements is just not worth living, especially stationary life. So, because we can't have, I need to tell you where this comes from because that's how weird I am. I purchased sticker flakes with these images on them. And no, you can see these are not the sticker flakes. No, you know what this is? This is part of the packaging. So I kept the packaging to use as well, because when you purchase these sticker flake packages, there's not just like 40 or so sticker flakes inside. No. I need to keep everything because who knows what you might be able to use it for, like this, you know. And I'm just going to reuse this. I already scrunched it up to put it in the trash, but nothing in here is trash. And then I'm just going to put this right here. And yeah, this is how that stationery is going to work out. And then I have this other paper left, and I'm going to just use this, even if I think it might not fit for this. So then I'm finally done and I have used it up. And also, creating my own stationery is so necessary because I do not, and there insert big sarcasm flag right there, I don't have 150 pages of actual stationery paper in my stash. No. The problem with those papers though is that they are, this doesn't work. This might. Okay, so I'm going to say that I'm going to put those over here, and I'm just going to put the sock there and then call this done. The problem with the paper on the stationery that I have in my stash is that it doesn't work with fountain pen ink, or it might work with super ultra extra fine pens and super dry inks, but you know that that's not how I enjoy writing with fountain pens and inks. And so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with those. I'm just going to add this right here, and then I'm going to call it done. And I think I'm going to call that video done as well, because it's just long again. I really had a lovely time talking to you all. I can show you my weekly spread that I started this week because I had time to start, and so I logged it. My friend Amy, ooh, yes, so I received a Christmas present from my friend Amy. There should be more socks here. That's something that I need to write this down. So maybe next year I could do socks. See, that's where the daily log is supposed to be. Socks, design, knitted. Okay. My friend Amy sent me a Christmas package, and this stamp was included. Isn't this like the coolest? I love it so much. And she also gifted me this charm. That's so nice too. And I put it on here. This is a week's cover. I'm really craving a week's cover at the moment, but I decided not to put it on my planner because I enjoy that it's so small and slim, and this just adds so much heft to the planner. So this is I'm revealing all of my lineup already. This is my new Happy Mail notebook log or so. So I love doing this. So I'm going to end the video right here, right now. Am I just going to end it and then bring one out another day and just continue filming? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you want the rest of this as well? Because what I'm going to do right now is I am going to go through my whole ephemera that I have in my traveler's notebook, and I will take all of that out. I really like how the stationery turned out, so let me show you that first. This was a ruined note card a thank you note where I didn't like how I wrote, so I just ripped it apart and stuck it on here. I like how this lined paper adds some texture as well. So these need to go somewhere. And then I have this one. This is simple. Maybe I'll add some other decoration on this as well. Then I have this one, and I like that one very much to be. So the only thing that I need to do now is write letters. Yeah. Let's just not talk about letters. So here I have this huge pile of embellishments, ephemera stuff on here. And the next step that I'm going to do is I am going to go through all of this and remove it. So I want to figure out what I want to put on the front of my traveler's notebook. I'm not sure if I'm going to decorate it or not yet, but I want to go through here and take it all out and start new in 2024. So if that's a video you would like to watch, let me know, and I'll film it as if you knew. I'm just going to film it, and if you are interested, I'm going to edit. Does that sound like a plan? Yeah, it does. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again in another video. Bye.